Thank you guys for joining us. My name is Kelly Wills and welcome to Beauty Booth. As you know, this week it has been all about looking at products, those that we apply to our skin and the ingredients that matter most. And once again in studio, I'm with the lovely Mercy Ngogio from Dream Skin Haven. And this is a brand that is all about skincare products. And the good thing about it, she's so good that before she sells a product, that which she can use, she uses, then recommends to you. How amazing. Thank you so much for being with us in studio.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, we'll be looking and teaching people what to look out for when buying products, and right now we are down to the sunscreen, which is usually one of the last, things that you apply to your face. So what can we say is a sunscreen?
A sunscreen is a product you use on your face as the last step after moisturizer to filter the UV rays that either cause sunburn or anti-aging. So a sunscreen will basically filter the UVA and the UVB rays. The UVB rays are responsible for the sunburn. It's the heat part. Then the UVA, they cause the photo damage and the photo aging. So that's what the sunscreen is supposed to filter, to avoid that damage.
All right, amazing. So when buying a sunscreen, first of all, who should use a sunscreen?
Everybody should use a sunscreen. It should be a staple. Yes. Whether it's sunny, it's rainy, or you're moving up and about, a sunscreen is very key. You can actually do everything and fail to use a sunscreen and your aging sign will show, and they will fail to do everything and use a sunscreen and they will not show as fast as someone is not using. So it should be a staple. Yeah. All
right, and interestingly guys, she tells me she uses one even in the house while indoors, and she gave me a reason why. Please share.
When you're indoors, especially if you have windows, the UVA still comes in, and the UVA is the one responsible for photo aging. So basically I would wear a sunscreen when I'm out so that to avoid the sunburn mostly and the UVA, the photo aging. But now I'm inside, I still don't want my spots to darken, to take me a step back. So I still wear a sunscreen. Anyway, it's fun applying it.
Yes, because I started using sunscreen. So basically I can brag and say I have over 1 month of using sunscreen. And it feels amazing. Yes. So now, what is it that one should look out for when buying a sunscreen?
First of all, we have two types of sunscreen. Wow. We have a physical sunscreen and a chemical sunscreen. Physical sunscreen is the traditional one we know that actually makes us feel like applying a sunscreen is so much work because it uses zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. And it leaves us with a cast. People of melanin, people of color, it will leave with a white cast. So that makes you feel like applying a sunscreen is so much work. Then there is the chemical sunscreen that goes on more elegantly. Mostly it won't leave a cast, it will go on clear because it uses chemicals to filter the UV. Physical sunscreen, it reflects back the UVA and UVB rays. Chemical, it absorbs and turns them into heat. It will absorb and convert them into heat.
Heat in this case is what?
Heat. Joto
just the heat?
Yeah, and then dissipate it. Yeah, for UVB, it's not getting into your skin, it's reflecting. But for chemical, it absorbs and converts into heat. Yes. So physical, you use zinc oxide and titanium dioxide, which will leave you looking ashy. Chemical, will use avobenzone, octinoxate, oxybenzone, those difficult names that are
they really are, and one will wonder, how am I going to know all those names?
And there's a controversy of using the oxybenzone and avobenzone,
which is
the thing, it disturbs your hormones, so it's being discouraged and people are coming up with new technologies. But now you see, Americans, they make good sunscreen, but Asians, they have perfected the art. Their sunscreen are the best because they use better sun filter technologies. Whereas you find that the American ones, they're using avobenzone and oxybenzone. These ones, the Korean ones, they use the Univura and Univalt and Tinosobase. Those are the main chemical ingredients they use to filter. And then you can get a sunscreen that has combined both. both chemical and physical. For me, that is a sunscreen I'll go for, because the physical is more effective for the UVB, and the UVA you can use chemical, physical. So I'll go for one that combines both. If you have a sensitive skin, you need to patch test the chemical sunscreen. It might irritate you, but the physical, it will go on very well. Okay,
for now the difference. Is it written on packaging or the bottle when you're buying? And also those that are
it's normally written on the ingredients. You have to know which ingredients are for physical and the chemical. So it will be written on the ingredient list.
So same case, so if it is 2-in-1, like both physical and chemical?
Yeah, they will indicate.
All right.
If you're buying Korean sunscreen, sometimes they may use other names to stand for the ones that we commonly know. What you do is you check online what are the ingredients, they will interpret it for you. Okay. So sunscreen, they will measure the sun protection factor. In the American, they use the SPF. In Asia, they use the PA combined with the SPF. So for a sunscreen in the US that is for UV and UVB, they will put a circle on it or write broad spectrum. If it is broad spectrum, that is for UV and UVB. If it's not indicated, you're not sure. It is most probably for UVB.
All right. Will it be automatic? If it's not indicated, it will be for UVB?
You can't tell because they have not showed you. It has to have that circle or then the broad spectrum. Okay. Then people can normally wear SPF 10, 20, 30, but the recommended one is 30. You wear SPF 30 and above. But again, if you're using actives like me, where I use vitamin C, retinoids, and glycolic, I use a minimum of SPF 50.
50.
Yes. Then on the Asian side, they normally give the SPF rating and the PA plus rating. SPF, it's for UVB. The PA, it's for UVA.
Oh, nice.
So it can be PA1 plus all the way to 4 pluses. The 4 is the highest you go. So 4 is it covers everything. 2 and 3, it's medium coverage, and then 1
is medium,
so it's
mild.
Yeah.
All right.
So they will always, for Korean, they will always indicate. Americans, they are yet to, they are slowly adapting the PA rating. There are some sunscreen that will have the PA rating. Yeah. So you will have, now choosing between the physical and chemical, it's all about the preference. If is the white cast bothering you, do you have a way of dealing with the white cast? What texture do you want to have? How do you want your sunscreen to go? Do you want a greasy, a matte, a dewy finish? Depends. It's all about preference. And if you have reservations against chemical, you definitely go for physical.
Okay.
But me, I'm open to
any.
Yes, to the ones that are combined.
Yes. Yeah. So what can you say are the disadvantages, or what can you say are the future problems that one might experience for not using a sunscreen?
If you don't use a sunscreen, first of all, your aging signs will show very early. The fine lines. Then if you're having dark spots and you're trying to lighten them, they will still darken. You make a step forward, they become brighter. You expose to the sun, they darken, which is a mistake I did while in campus. I was trying to clear my hyperpigmentation and spots. So I would use lemon, I would use vitamin C and no sunscreen. So instead of them lightening, I made them worse. So it creates a problem for you. They darken further. So it takes more time. It's easier to get a scar, but very difficult to clear it. Or a person with melasma, the light skin, they normally have brown spots growing on their face. If you don't use a good sunscreen, your melasma will keep on growing. You clear it, it comes back. But if you're using a good sunscreen, you can get it under control. The other thing I do with my sunscreen, I support them with antioxidants. Antioxidants support your sunscreen. So I will always use an antioxidant with my sunscreen so that I get maximum protection.
So you mix?
No, I will apply a antioxidant serum on my where I use it on my routine, and then I will use a sunscreen. Yes.
All right, nice. That's amazing when it comes to sunscreen, because it is one of those products that I would say it is one of my favorite right now. Stepping out and you're like, I'm free, I'm okay. But you'll find girls will buy products like makeup products, or those who are into makeup, or even skincare, but you'll find a lot of people will ignore sunscreen or even forget about it. Now, before you even continue, what do we have in front of you? I understand this is what you use.
Yeah, we have my Holy Grail sunscreens. My favorite, it's this one.
Yes.
The Lotto Skin Aqua UV Super Moisture Milk. This one is alcohol free and a fragrance free. My only problem with this sunscreen, it is so tiny.
And it is expensive?
Yes.
How much is it?
It's 2,800.
Wow.
For 40 ml.
And I can imagine if it is every single...
It can't sustain me even a month, as in it goes on very much. It's a mixture of physical and chemical sunscreen. It's not greasy, so it won't leave your skin matte or dewy. The way your skin is before you apply it, that way it will remain. But now, it is so tiny. I need a bigger size of this.
Yeah, because most of the things that we are looking for is a product that is, will take you worthwhile.
Yeah, so this one, it's good, but it's tiny. Then we have the Crea's UV Airy Essence. The Lotto Skin Aqua, it's SPF 50, PA4 pluses. So that one is maximum.
Yeah, because even written there.
Yeah. Then the Crea's UV Airy Essence is SPF 50, 4 pluses. This one is also a combination of physical and chemical sunscreen. At least this one goes, it's a big size.
Yeah.
This one will leave a dewy finish. It's not matte. Your face is just dewy. But it is very nice. This one I love. Then we have the Anessa UV Perfect Mild Milk. This is for sensitive skin, and babies can use this.
Whoa, now. Nice, because I also wanted to ask you now that before we go, because I remembered of a product there. Can babies use sunscreens?
Yes, babies can use sunscreen. Over 6 months, they can use sunscreen, and especially babies with eczema. Because the sun will always aggravate their eczema, so they can use a sunscreen. This is a broad spectrum sunscreen. When I'm out there in the sun, I know this one is very effective. My problem with it is a slight cast.
So how can you tackle a slight cast?
So what I do, I normally use this, and then I use the clears on top to blend in the cast. Yeah. But initially I used to use an oil, then I realized interfering with the chemical interaction. Yeah, and this sunscreen, the good thing about it, it has an aqua booster technology, whereby when you sweat or it comes into contact with water, it becomes more stronger. It forms a uniform film that is stronger. Yes. So removing this one is not easy. Yes.
So it's perfect for swimming.
Yes.
Yeah, because we have those that you have to keep on applying after every 2-3 hours.
Even this one you reapply after like 3 hours, but once you're exposed to water, it becomes stronger.
Oh, interesting. Is it a drugstore product or it is a high-end product?
It is not drugstore and it's not high-end, but this one is a Japanese sunscreen. Lotto Skin Aqua is Japanese, Crea's is Korean. If you want a pure physical sunscreen, Sunprise Mild Airy Finish, they make one. It leaves a slight cast. It's not that much. You can counter it by applying a roof the first layer, then you do another layer on top, rather than putting the whole amount, because you need sufficient amount and applying it at a go. Yeah, that one is pure mineral sunscreen. Then this one, the UV, this can be used by an oily or dry skin. This one is more of matte, so it would be good for oily combination skin. This can use
the one that you're using for all.
Yeah. Then we have the LTMD UV Clear SPF 46. This one has niacinamide in it as well. It is a combination of physical and chemical sunscreen. This is very good for someone with acne. It can leave a white cast, a slight white cast, and it is matte.
You won't tell me there's no way one can deal with the cast?
The cast is because it has a high zinc oxide content. That's why you're getting the cast. Because like this is 9%, the Anessa is 12%. So the zinc oxide content, it's high. So that's why you're getting the slight cast. They try to reduce it by adding a chemical sunscreen. Someone with light skin will not notice it, but if you have melanin, a bit of it, you will notice the cast. But it goes away. And then this one is matte. So if you have an oily skin, this one will control it for you. For a dry skin person, it might be too much because it's matte. Yeah, it doesn't leave your skin dewy. Then we have the Super Glue SPF 50. This is a chemical sunscreen. It is best for dry skin mostly. For oily skin, when it is sunny, you will find it greasy. But for dry skin, this one is perfect. Then there is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost SPF 50. That one is best for dry skin. Oily skin, unless you use it with very little or no moisturizer, you'll find it greasy. There are so many sunscreen that you can use around, but you check how effective it is, because it can be written SPF 50, like the ones we buy that are not genuine. They are written SPF 50, but that sunscreen basically does nothing. You're thinking you're wearing a sunscreen, but it's not doing anything. So you have to check that.
All right, because actually I'll be asking you a question, and I'm asking this for someone, and it's a favor I'm doing for them.
Yeah.
Before I ask the question, how should you apply? After your moisturizer or plainly direct to your face?
If you're having an oily skin and the sunscreen you're using is dewy, like the Neutrogena Hydro Boost, you can skip a moisturizer so that to deal with the greasiness, because it leaves your skin greasy. If you're doing makeup, your makeup slides. Yes. So you can skip a moisturizer if you're having an oily skin. But those sunscreens, they are best suited for dry skin. Yes.
And if you have normal
skin, you can use a matte or dewy sunscreen.
Direct once again.
You can use on top of a moisturizer. For me, I prefer to use a sunscreen that goes on top of moisturizer and not a sunscreen combined with moisturizer, so that I can apply sufficient amount. Yeah.
The reason I'm asking this is because I have a friend and they happened to travel and they were exposed to sunburns. And when they came back, it's already almost 3 weeks, but the sunburn is not gone, and they are applying sunscreen plainly.
First of all,
and there's no change, and I was concerned, and I asked how long has it been, and it should clear, because a sunburn, the moment it's a week after you left and you're back to your normal environment, within a week you should be able to have.
Because they were probably not soothing the sunburn. Once you have a sunburn, the priority is to soothe it, maybe with aloe vera or something that is very hydrating.
Extremely hydrating.
Yes, so that the scales can come off. If you leave your skin dry, it will take time to heal. So you need to soothe your skin. Don't scrub, just soothe with something that is very hydrating or aloe vera.
All right. All right, I'll definitely be sharing that with them. But now, before we finish up about sunscreens, there are those sunscreens definitely at the end of the day, they will damage you instead of giving you the benefits. What are these chemicals that we need to look out for?
You should look out for the oxybenzone and avobenzone. That is the controversial chemical sunscreen in the market right now. Like the US, they are trying to eliminate it. So with time, they will...
So it has been confirmed, indeed, they have a long-term effect.
They say that, but it is a yes or no. Someone will say, no, it doesn't have the content, it's so true, but the others, they are having research to back up that it is actually messing up with your hormones. So if you're more reserved, it's better to forego it, to just check whether it's in your ingredient and forego.
Yes.
Because there are other ingredients out there. And most sunscreen with avobenzone and oxybenzone, I used one, it will irritate your eyes.
Oh.
Once you apply your sunscreen, you're having a runny nose throughout, and your eyes are very watery. So a sunscreen like that, you need to stop it.
Guys, hope you've gotten that.
Yeah.
All right. I never thought sunscreen could also be having issues. I thought it is one product that is friendly to everyone. So it seems also sunscreen, you need to be very careful. You can have that which, your skin will react to. And to be safe, just go for that product that has ingredients that have already been confirmed, and indeed they don't have, people who are supporting and people who are trying to say, you know, not to it. So if one wanted to find these and more of this product, where can they find you?
They can find us on our Instagram page, Team Skin Haven, or our Facebook page, Team Skin Haven.
All right, guys, there you have it. Make sure as much as you're living in the sun, you have the sunscreen. That's all for now. Until next time, hey, slay us away.